Ooh-wee. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Red, back at it again with another car vlog rant, whatever you want to call it. Child, today is Wednesday, and it is currently 9 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday at that. I have not left the house since Sunday. I was starting to get cabin fever, and with us like planning for retreat and stuff this weekend and trying to like keep my stress levels down or whatever, it has been a whole thing. So there was like a few things that we needed to get from the store today, or like in general, and that is what I'm doing, and that's where I'm headed. I just saw my neighbor coming in. She looks so confused. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna go to Walmart, I'm gonna go get the things that we need to get because I need to breathe some fresh air. I need to get outside, like, because we literally about to be in a cabin. So I'm like, I can't have cabin fever before cabin fever, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing. So that's just the background of why I'm even in the car. I want to talk to y'all today about what happened to me yesterday with a client. And I'm glad I did not make this video yesterday, because it probably would have been a closer to like a bashing type video, and that's not the type of person I am. Like I've really tried to grow out of leading with my emotions, leading with my feelings, because I'm a very emotional person. I'm a water sign. I'm a Pisces. Like, it could be argued that Pisces and Cancers go back and forth between who's more emotional or not. And over the years, especially like my early adult years when I was going to therapy, I am trying to not lead with my emotion, not react with my emotion, take a step back, figure out what's going on, use a little bit of logic in my responses and how I handle things, so I can come off the best version of myself, even though I may be irritated, sad, angry, etc. So let me set the scene of what happened yesterday, or what has happened like the past 2 weeks, right? So I got a client. She has a business with a business partner, right? So that's business A. She has a business with a business partner. She is the main person for the business, I'm going to assume. Or she either just knows me more on a personal level, so she's the one that reached out about my services. So that's one business. So she wanted to rebrand that entire business. However, they are currently doing stuff now. She didn't like it. They didn't like it. They wanted to have a whole new logo, whole new brand colors, whole new brand identity, right? Great. That's 1000% up my wheelhouse. Cool. That was her first ask. The second ask is she has her own personal type of brand. Like, she wants to be, or currently is, a content creator, journalist, entrepreneur type of person, and she wanted to have her own personal brand. What is going on, bruh? So that car kind of got in my lane, I'm not gonna lie to you. So cool. So she wanted to have a solidified brand for her personal brand as well. So when she initially came to me, I thought that the personal brand was like an umbrella under the business. So I made the mistake, and I will be very self-aware. I made the mistake of thinking that it was like one up under the other, not two separate entities. And I ended up giving her a bundle deal for the brand identity boards. Never, ever will I again discount my services, especially when, one, I don't fully understand, or if it's not planned. The only time I'm going to discount my services if it's a part of a overall sales plan, and that's what I want to do. But this was my lesson to never do that again. So she basically got a 2-for-1, right? We're just going to say she got a 2-for-1. So after she purchased, we had our conversation. We had our very detailed conversation of what she wants inside of the boards, what she wants the direction to be. All of this is documented, right? Anytime I have a call with a person, I am taking notes with AI Gemini, right, via Google. So it is capturing every single thing that we say. It is capturing, it's taking notes, it's even doing highlights, it's doing follow-ups, it's doing all of that. So I also take notes, but my notes can't be as thorough, and I may not fully remember everything that we're talking about in the meeting. So I make sure that I have Gemini AI taking notes for me. So it's capturing all of this. So after our calls, right? So during the call as well, she's letting me know that she's going to a really popular festival, and she wants to have some flyers for the business, and she also wants to have some business cards for her personal stuff. And again, I included all of that inside of her price. That is not something, one, I would normally do, because I don't offer a la carte design services for thank you cards, business cards, flyers, anything like that. But because I was like, oh, she's getting two different things, two different businesses, I'll bundle it all together. Again, she basically got that for free. So cool. All of that was again inside the original price. So she contacted me on a Tuesday. We got on the phone on Wednesday. On Thursday, I start designing. When it comes to creating a brand identity board, it takes 7 to 10 business days, because I need time to really dissect the notes from our call. I really need time to dissect where the brand direction is going. I need to figure out what colors go with what. I need to figure out all the different fonts. I need to figure out a lot of different stuff, and it takes days because I'm working on multiple projects. But I have a life, and I have a 9-to-5 job. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm giving people what they want in a really good, timely manner, but I'm also making sure that I'm not rushing. She wanted this flyer and this business card before she went to this festival. So I decided, and again, I would never do this again. I decided, you know what? I'm going to rush her services. No rush fee or nothing. I'm going to rush her services, and I'm going to complete both of these boards in less than 24 hours. So I stopped every one of my projects that I was doing to dedicate time. I was working to 2 o'clock in the morning on this day to dedicate time to her projects with an S. Sent everything to her. She is delayed in her responses, and I'm like, hey, if you want these certain things done for you and for this festival that you're going to, I'm going to need you to respond a little quicker so we can make sure that we get whatever revisions you have done. We can make sure that we get everything that you want done, and you will be satisfied with everything that I give you. She starts responding. I'm like, okay, great. She 100% approves everything. Now, on the business side, the one she has with her partner, she told me that she did not like the primary logo. She was like, hey, can you change the primary logo? I don't like this and that. I gave her 2 other options, right? I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, hey, this is option A, why, and this is option B. She's like, I like option B. Great. Option B is now it. It's now on the flyer. It's I'm like, hey, this is the flyer. She's like, oh, I really love this flyer. Can you give me an edible version? Because I just kind of want to change up some of the copy, some of the words. Absolutely, girl. This is your thing. I just wanted to give you something because this is something that you said you needed. Cool. Then for her personal brand, I had one of her accent colors be silver, because I'm like, I'm a gold girly. Maybe people like silver. That's just something I did. And she was like, can you actually change that grayish silver color to gold? I prefer gold. Girl, I should have went with my first mind. Of course we can do that. But the gold did not change the entire color palette, because that truly was a accent type of color, right? Cool, great. So, I don't understand why people park next to people in a parking lot when there are like so many different other parking spots. Whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. She approved. I'm like, hey, there's also things in regards to her logos where she's like, hey, I don't like the way this logo looks and that logo, etc. Blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. Change it. I'm like, hey, do you like this? Do you like that? She's like, yes, I prefer it like this. whatever, da da da. Cool. Create the business card. Great. Loves the business card. I'm like, okay, great. The only other thing that was included in her order was to complete her brand presentations. And I said, hey, it's going to take me a minute to finish your brand presentations. I went ahead and did your full brand visual identity in these 24, 48 hours, but it's going to take me the rest of the processing time to finish the brand presentation. She said, no problem. Great. Today, Wednesday, July 9th, was supposed to be the end of her processing time. The end of the 10 business day processing time. I want y'all to know she went to her event, her festival, whatever it was. Don't know how it was, but I know that it is now over because it's now the weekday. She sends me, I'm all day yesterday, right? Only thing I had on my list really to do was to work on all of the brand presentations, right? For her. Both of them, and put them in her Google Drive, get all of the logos and stuff together, put them there, etc. Right? As I am spending time working on this order so I can close it out, close out this, offboard her, etc. She sends me a message and says, hey, my business partner doesn't like the primary logo. Okay, cool. So what she tells me her business partner doesn't like, that's the same thing she told me she didn't like the first time. And I was like, hey, we've already changed the logo. This is what you said you didn't like a few weeks ago. This is the new logo. And I'm thinking, I guess you didn't send it to her. So I'm like, hey, this is what it is. So she was like, okay, cool. I'm going to send this to her and see what she says. Great. Cool. Then she says, for her personal brand, everything that I created based off of where she said she wanted her brand to go, how she wanted it to feel, that's what I created stuff off of, right? She had like this really bright color that did not correlate with what she told me she wanted. And because she doesn't know what she wants, because again, people don't actually know what they want until they see it visually, and I will give grace to that. But when I sent off the final color palette, instead of her saying, hey, I don't like silver, instead of her saying, hey, can we change the logo a little bit, I would have rather her say, I don't like this shade of the color that I really wanted. Can we do my original color and go from there? She said nothing about the actual color palette and not the accent color. So yesterday she was like, I really want this bold color and I really want this really thick font. Both of them are horrendously looking. But hey, this is not my brand. So I'm immediately frustrated. I'm immediately irritated. And I'm immediately angry because my immediate thought was, you just wasted my time. Because we were having conversations about this brand. We were having conversations about all the visual identity. And you said okay to everything along the way. If I would have given you your brand presentations right after I sent the identity boards, everything would have been closed out. But the fact that you knew you still hadn't got the presentations and she came to me and again, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not upset that she wants what she wants. My issue is we had conversations about the initial revisions, and because you were so ready and so rushed to do what you wanted to do for your festival, you came to me less than a week before you had to leave for your festival because you got to print this, you got to print that, you got to do whatever. Mind you, she also told me she didn't end up printing anything because she was like, oh, this was kind of rushed. I'm getting upset all over again. It's really crazy. And I feel like my lips are so dry. I'm getting irritated all over again. So I say, you know what? Let me take a step back. Because if I respond the way I want to respond, she could potentially try to dispute this charge. That's how bad my response was going to be to her. To the point that she would try to dispute the charge. So I took a step back and I said, let me figure out what I'm gonna do. So with the business, the one with her partner, her and her partner are reviewing that, right? No actual changes. The one for her personal brand, she wants it to look literally nothing like how she initially me to approve. So I said, if you want me to add in this color, I would have to change the entire color palette, because that color with that current color palette is not going to work. The vibe that she actually wants her brand to be, she wants it to look similar to what she currently has, which there's no point in me coming in there, right? No point in me coming in there. So she wants me to change it. So I'm going to do exactly what she asked me to do. You know why I'm going to do exactly what she asked me to do? Because she is now a customer who does not value what I do, how much I do, because she's gotten everything on a discount, not even realizing. So I told her, I said, if you want me to change the font pairings and the color palette and everything like that, I have no problem doing that. But it is going to reset your entire processing time. It is going to take the complete 10 business days to complete this. If that is something you are okay with, I will change your project timelines and I will begin working on that. She came back and she was like, yep, that's what I want to do. Cool. So I changed her project ending time. It was originally July 9th. It is now July 22nd. And I immediately thought again, because she's trying to have this rebrand for her business, for the business she has with her partner and her own stuff. It's crazy because after I gave her the discount, I'm like, I think I'm undercharging what I'm supposed to be charging anyway. And that's when I decided, like, I set my prices to what it's going to be. And I told myself, I'm not discounting anyone unless it's something I plan, right? Cool. So I'm going to go through finishing up this order, because I'm still going to give what I'm supposed to give. And I don't know if I will take her on as a client ever again, because she wants these rebrands. She wants, their websites to be redone. Their websites look. She wants her websites to be redone. She wants all of these things, social media, full price. I will not overcharge anybody, because that's not the morals that I have. Full price is what I'm going to make sure everyone is charged. Full price. And I am not leewaying. I'm not, I can give you this discount. I don't want the money that bad, because if somebody wants something so cheap and discounted, they will not value your expertise. They will not value anything that you truly have to offer. And we're not doing that. So today is my last day in office, to be completely honest. So I'm going to finish up what I need to do for one client. I'm going to get everything else together for our retreat. And I will look at her stuff next week, at the end of next week. Because even thinking about it is getting me out of character. So that's what happened to me yesterday, y'all. So this is a business lesson to everyone. Whatever you're doing, if you're offering services or whatever it is, do not discount yourself. Do not count yourself out. Make sure you are charging 1,000% of your worth, because people who want to pay $60 for something versus $6,000 for something, two totally different people. I have a client who has paid full price for a full product suite at the price that it was, and she has been the best client I've ever had. Best client. And the worst client is the person that, since we kind of knew each other, I was trying to give a discounted rate just to get the order. Never again. Never again. So literally as of July 1st, I was like, yeah, I'm not discounting anything again unless it's a part of my own plan. But yeah, that's it. So that's what happened. I look exhausted. Ain't that crazy? Like, I look so tired because I am. So yeah, that was yesterday. So we're gonna see how the rest of this order goes. Not too sure how it's gonna go, but I hope and pray that the Lord continues to give me grace and continues to help me show up as the business owner that I want to be. And yeah, so that is it. I love y'all so much. I gotta run into these stores. I love y'all. God loves you more. And remember, don't discount yourself. Don't count yourself out. Charge your worth. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.